You're listening to the SSG Gaming Podcast. I'm Black Chestnut. With me, I have Rocola.
Hello.
And today, we're going to be talking about Gamescom, because it happened.
Or at least all the Gamescom stuff that we mildly care about.
Yeah. I didn't even bother to watch it live, because I simply could not care. It's too long. It's too boring. Watch the trailers afterwards. Skip
it's
all the
middle. Better than the average state of play.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. I skipped all the Jeff Keighley filler. He was hosting it.
Oh yeah. Oh great.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to talk about just a small handful of the most notable ones that caught our eye. Starting off with Lies of P.
Yes, finally, a Pinocchio Souls-like action video game.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, so the P stands for Pinocchio, right? Lies of Pinocchio. Right? In this game, you play as Twink Pinocchio. And it's a Souls-like, and you kill robots.
That means this is the second time we've had gay Pinocchio then, because that movie like last year or whatever, where he's like, "Father, when can I see the world?"
Unlike the last one, this Pinocchio is actually hot though.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then we're getting like 2 more Pinocchio movies this year. What's going on?
Yeah, there's the Disney Pinocchio, and then there's the Del Toro Pinocchio. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? What's going on? All this Pinocchio
The not
stuff.
Disney one looks good. The Guillermo del Toro one.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's about Pinocchio in fascist Italy during World War II.
Weird. Yeah. But this game is about Pinocchio in Bloodborne.
Yes. Yeah, in the movie, Pinocchio is the ultimate soldier because he's made out of wood, so he can't die.
That's true.
He can't, however, burn. So he's not going to be very useful against those flamethrower units, you know?
Oh, yeah, he'd be screwed. He's probably great against mustard gas.
Yeah. Talk about the actual Pinocchio game, though. It's Bloodborne.
Yeah. Some interesting mechanics, though. You told me that there was sort of a weapon combining thing going on.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure how it works, because I'm just kind of going off of the description I read and then like the gameplay trailers I saw for it. But it seems like there's like weapon hilts and then weapon blades, and you can mix and match and combine them. I imagine it's not all can be combined with all, like only certain types. It's like it has to be like a spear hilt combined with a spear blade sort of thing, you know? Yeah.
But still, there's probably be some freedom there. It'll be fun to play with.
Yeah, you can mix around, and I'm assuming it will affect the weapon in some way.
Yeah.
Definitely probably ends up with more weapon variety than Bloodborne had.
Which had like, I mean, all of Bloodborne's weapons were dex weapons pretty much, but I don't know.
That was like one of my biggest issues with Bloodborne. It's like no matter how you play it, it feels like you're playing it the exact same way. It's like it doesn't matter that you're running different stats or using a different weapon or wearing different armor this playthrough. You're playing the game the exact same way you did the last time, you know?
Even if there is variety among the weapons, they all do boil down to fast, aggressive playstyle.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the ones that are more different that use like the arcane and the specific items that require those weird stats like blood tinge and arcane. It's like you don't get any of those items until fairly late in the game, and so you're not going to be building for them because there's no point in putting levels into useless stats that don't become usable until later in the game anyway, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited for Lies of P. I hope it turns out good. It looks really good. So I have high hopes for it.
As silly as the concept sounds in my head, like grimdark Pinocchio, but here it is. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we even see like a bit of gameplay in here. It looks like very Souls-y.
Yeah. There was some gameplay shown off in the initial trailer, but they also had like full-on gameplay showcases for like 10 minutes long.
Oh, nice.
Worth. And from that, it seems to be Bloodborne combat, but slowed down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This feels a lot more Bloodborne than Dark Souls. Like, yeah, it looks a lot more aggressive. Like, it doesn't look like Dark Souls, but yeah, it doesn't look like as crazy as Bloodborne's.
Yeah, there is blocking, keep in mind. You can actually block.
Okay.
So,
oh my god.
But it does seem, I'm pretty sure it does have like a sort of rally system, but not like specifically Bloodborne's rally system. But it had some kind of rally system. It was shown off in one of the gameplay trailers.
Okay. Art direction is really nice too. I just gotta say, these environments look great.
They do look really good.
A bit more Keller than other like grimdark stuff too.
Yeah. It looks really cool. I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah,
I'm definitely keeping my eye on it.
Same.
Do you have anything else to say about it?
Nah, I don't know. I saw you can use one of your artificial arms as a gun. That's cool.
Yeah. It seems kind of like, to me, it seems a bit of like a mix between Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Dark Souls in some aspects.
Oh yeah, didn't Sekiro have a weird arm in that?
Yeah, because Sekiro had like the unarmed thing, and you can't change your character, right? There's no character customization. You're playing as Pinocchio.
Okay, yeah.
So.
I can appreciate that. Some RPGs I like having a lot of customization. Other ones I can really appreciate actually having a protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And it seems like a lot of the story elements are going to be decided on whether or not you choose to lie or tell the truth to characters and whatnot.
Yeah, there'll be a bad ending where you lied too much and you don't become a real boy. It'll be so sad.
It seems like he's already a real boy.
He's really good puppet, okay?
He might just be a really good puppet. I don't know. It was kind of vague in the trailer whether or not he was meant to be a real boy or not. Because he does have the robot arm, but the rest of him seems real.
Yeah, I don't know. No clue. I hope you get to play through the circus and get turned into a donkey, though. Have the whale as a super boss.
Oh, what if there is a whale level? You get eaten by the whale.
Yeah,
hopefully it'll be better than the Kingdom Hearts level.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Monster's bad in there, isn't he?
Yeah. Every Kingdom Hearts 1 level is bad, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the worst thing about Kingdom Hearts 1 is like its terrible level design.
Yeah, its combat's actually pretty solid.
The combat's fine for Kingdom Hearts 1. It's just the level design is atrocious.
Yeah, it's way worse than 2 combat-wise, but, for early PS2 era, it's kind of incredible. Like, look at anything else around its mounts.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 is very good for the most part. It's just that it has such bad level design that I just never want to play through the game. Especially with how tedious the spaceship levels are in it as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to go through them every time, right? Every time you go between worlds. Ugh.
You don't unlock fast warping until like really late in the game.
Oof.
It's really tedious too. It's like if you're halfway through a level, but then you have to go back to Traverse Town to like buy an item, because you ran out of items you need or whatever. Because it's an RPG, so you got the consumable items and you rely on potions as your main form of healing.
Oof.
Yeah.
But
besides that, Kingdom Hearts fine. Everything else about it's good.
Pretty good.
That's why Kingdom Hearts 2 is the GOAT, because its level design is actually good. And its combat is drastically better.
Actually looking back, Kingdom Hearts 2 does have a lot of hallway levels, though, I'll be real.
But it's okay because there's combat encounters in the hallway.
That are fun, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, the problem with Kingdom Hearts 1 levels was that they were overly designed in an obnoxious way.
Yeah, they're just big
They
mazes.
were trying to emphasize the platforming too much, when the platforming is very, like, mediocre.
Yeah, it's janky. It's not awful, but not fun.
Honestly, the platforming was better in 2, and it was de-emphasized immensely.
Yeah, because you have more movement options in 2, actually, too.
Yeah.
Hey, at least platforming is fun in Dream Drop Distance.
That's true.
But
But I guess we ran out of things to say about Lies of P.
obviously.
It was definitely the thing from Gamescom that was the most cool for me. It's definitely like the one I was like, this one's actually good. This one looks
Probably.
good. Hopefully it's good. I hope it's good because it's getting me excited.
Yeah, it was a cool trailer too.
I'll be really disappointed if this turns out bad.
well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
What were we going to talk about next?
Lords of the Fallen. More Souls likes. So this one was just a cinematic trailer. And I'm not even sure if it's supposed to be a sequel or a reboot of the original Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, this is confusing. Like, it's just called Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Again.
Keep in mind, the original was called Lords of the Fallen. This one is called The Lords of the Fallen.
Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not sure if this is meant to be a sequel or a reboot.
No clue.
I'm not.
Nice art direction in that trailer,
yeah. I'm not 100% sure why they bothered to tie this to Lords of the Fallen instead of just making a new IP.
Yeah, it's like IP recognition of an IP people don't really care about. I don't know. Like, I don't know if people actively disliked it, but I don't know if
I think most people.
I think people were just ambivalent to it.
For the most part, I mean, like, I go and check the Steam page for Lords of the Fallen. No, I'm typing it in wrong. Right. First off, it's like now I can only find the new game.
Of course, yeah. Well, welcome to the annoyingness of when they name it the same thing.
Yeah. Well, now on Steam, now Lords of the Fallen TM is marked as 2014.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm guessing it's like a reboot because I can't imagine it's like a remake. Because why would you want to remake something that was already not good? You'd want to reboot it. So you're taking the similar idea and doing it again with new levels and gameplay, and it's better this time.
Right. Sure.
Because right now it's got mixed reviews. So I think people, for the most part, see it as very mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, it was also like the first game to try to rip off Dark Souls, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's notable for that. I remembered it for that at least.
Yeah.
But man, we've had so many better Dark Souls ripoffs since then.
Yeah.
Like, man, that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is good.
And it is worth noting that the new game is being made by a completely different development team, you know?
Okay. Interesting. I do gotta say, though, this trailer, it looked pretty. Even if it's a cinematic trailer, the art direction, if the game actually, if it is a complete lie,
yeah. I can definitely agree with that. If this trailer is representative of the overall art direction for the game, which it might be, it might not. You never know with these full CG trailers. You know.
Because no clue.
Obviously, the game's not going to look like this. You know.
Yeah, it's
probably with like modern graphics. It'll probably look similar to it. Hopefully, I imagine. Yeah, if this is like representative of the game's actual art direction, I would definitely say that it looks pretty good overall.
Yeah, I like the look. Lots of reds, kind of gothic. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real. It's like I'm very hopeful for this game. I would love this game to be good. Because I love it when a good game comes out that I get to play and enjoy. Because I love it when good things happen, you know?
Yeah. That's true of all these games.
Yeah. I know some people like don't feel that way. Some people are fucking haters. They're just a bunch of little haters. You know?
I want this game to suck.
Yeah.
Lords of the Fallen. But yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to say.
Yeah, the trailer looks pretty good. They picked out some good licensed music for the trailer.
Murder.
Definitely more fitting than generic rap track.
Yeah, has there been a fantasy game that's used generic rep track? I'm trying to think. Maybe
I've definitely
Forspoken?
seen some grand fantasy games use it. Yeah, I think Forspoken did it in one of their trailers.
I, I
That
mean,
one's a
like,
bit more like that one's a bit
yeah,
more
that's a bit
fitting
more
though because
forgivable
it was
because
an
the isekai.
isekai. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anything that's not orchestral is already almost pushing it with fantasy. I'll be real. I mean, if you go full on heavy metal, I can forgive it.
Yeah. I mean this game definitely gave me like metal vibes. You know,
Yes, it
the
does look like
entire
a metal
trailer
album.
reminded me of like, you know, a metal album cover, you know?
Yeah, like playing the hell levels in Doom 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, it's a good solid music choice.
Yeah.
Usually the licensed music annoys me. This one is like, oh yeah, this looks cool. This fight scene, this guitar, yeah,
Yeah, you died again, get back up again, the Souls-like trademark. That's how you know it's a
yeah.
Souls game, if they show the character dying and then getting back up.
It's like, no, the game has death. This isn't a walking simulator with swords.
Yeah, your death is canonical. That's how you know it's a Souls-like. Yeah.
But
Will it
yeah,
stand on top of the other Souls-like giants like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and uh, Minecraft?
mine. Oh yeah, I forgot you have your you stay. You're gonna die in the hill that Minecraft is a Souls like.
When you're playing in creative mode, in like no normal difficulty, not ultra hard mode, where you like one death world no longer, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
that mode, then it's a roguelike.
Okay.
But if you're playing on normal difficulty where you respawn at your bed, then it's a Souls-like. Because your bed is a bonfire. And you drop all your stuff and your levels on death.
I don't know. I feel like it needs like the stamina system. I think that's another
It
hallmark
does
that
have a
it should
stamina
have.
system. There's a hunger bar.
I mean, I guess.
And
That's
lots of
pushing.
Souls like don't have stamina bar. The Sekiro doesn't have a stamina bar, but it's a Souls like. Because it has bonfires.
Well, every game has checkpoints.
Yeah, but can you rest at them to reset the area?
I hate genre talk.
Hey,
It's
if
so
you don't
silly.
get a game over, right, it's different.
No, the only genre hill I'll die on is calling things boomer shooters and Metroidvanias. Because everyone says they're dumb names, but they perfectly get across the games instantly.
I would argue that boomer shooters are not necessarily needed. You can just call them good FPSs.
I don't know. There's a few examples. Like Half-Life's good, and I wouldn't call it a boomer shooter. Like I
That's
don't know.
like Half-Life's like half FPS, half immersive sim, it feels like a lot of times.
Half-Life's the bridge.
It is
that,
kind of the bridge in between,
that,
you know?
it's the missing link. And then Half-Life 2 is practically full-on modern shooter. It's
Yeah,
practically the COD formula, even
in
if
some
it's amazing.
ways.
Yeah, it's just people took the wrong lessons from it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But, you know, Metroidvania, we could all agree that's the best genre name.
It is a
Just,
good genre name.
I get it. You
Yeah. It's
explore, you get
especially
upgrades.
because Metroidvania, because of how you define genres, it's very much dependent on the design aspects of the game, right? So you can very easily mix and match genres by being like, hey, this element of design doesn't overlap with this other one. So as long as as long as they don't overlap, you can stack them, basically, right? Like it's very easy to make a Metroidvania roguelike because Metroidvania just means interconnected level design.
I think it needs to be interconnected with upgrades. I
That's
think
true.
that part needs to exist. Yeah.
Well, debatable.
I think at that point, I don't know.
Because it's like, okay, is Dark Souls 1 a Metroidvania? A lot of people would argue yes.
It does, yeah, it has all the hallmarks.
Right?
Okay, shortcuts or some sort of blockage with the interconnected world. Like,
Yeah.
Dark Souls still has, like, keys.
You still have keys you have to get. But then again, it's like, okay, but are, like, early Resident Evil games Metroidvanias?
Oh, that one's tricky.
Yeah. Because I would argue that Metroidvanias definitely do not need to be 2D. The 99% of them are 2D. In fact, there's only, like, 4 3D Metroidvanias in existence. Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, and Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, there's some okay indies out there if you're looking. But, yeah. I don't know. Where are we going again with this?
Because I'm just saying, it's like, I don't consider Souls-like to be a game that's like Dark Souls. I mean a game that has bonfires. It's like, if it has Dark Souls' checkpoint system, then it's a Souls-like.
Okay.
That's how I would define a Souls-like. Because
I can half get behind that.
Yeah. And everything else is stuff that can easily be applied to different genres, anyway. It's like other stuff from Dark Souls, it's like, oh, well, that's just action RPG stuff, Dark Souls' combat, that's just Zelda combat, but with more stuff added on top of it,
Yeah. See, like, I draw the line at it needs those bonfires and it needs that sort of Zelda-y combat, like with the Z-locking and rolling and stuff.
See, I don't agree, because Hollow Knight's is Souls-like, but that's a Metroidvania. And it's got, very basic melee 2D combat.
The developers of Hollow Knight claim they did never play Dark Souls, though.
That doesn't matter.
I know.
It's like, you don't have to play Doom to make an FPS.
That's true.
If you played other FPSs,
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we do need to go back calling FPSs Doom clones, though. I'm down for that. It'd be hilarious.
How about Quake 'em ups?
Quake 'em ups. Quake 'em ups. Best thing I've ever heard. It's beautiful.
It's better than Wolfendooms.
It is better than Wolfendoom's Quake 'em ups. Yeah, I'm gonna go make that a category in my Steam library later.
Yeah.
Did it? You found a replacement for boomer shooters.
Quake 'em ups. Yeah, that's the ones we call that have actual 3D graphics.
Okay.
The ones that are using the 2D graphics, like Doom and Wolfenstein, we can call them boomer shooters. The ones that use 3D graphics, like Quake, we'll call them Quake 'em ups.
Okay, what about the weird in-between ones that use voxels and 2D graphics? The fuck do we call those?
I don't know. I don't like those ones. The lane guys, come on.
Yeah, it's true.
Trying to merge here, come on.
What's our next game? Let's move on.
Atomic Heart. Perfect. We're talking about another FPS.
Oh yeah, this one looks Bioshock-y, but Russian.
Yeah, it's Russia, and you're shooting robots and weird mutant things.
It looks really, really weird.
Yes.
And gameplay-wise, it doesn't look super weird, but it looks weird enough.
Yeah.
You got Bioshock stuff going on, but
yeah, it reminds me a lot of Bioshock. Definitely agree on that. Where you got like the Bioshock powers, and then you just shoot things with a gun.
Yeah, and a bit more action-y and over the top than Bioshock.
Yeah, it does look a lot more fast-paced.
Because I feel like the original Bioshock's bordering on a survival horror game, honestly. This
To an
looks like it gives you a
extent,
lot more freedom with your abilities. Like, hey, just go nuts and take out like 10 people.
Yeah, because the Bioshock was definitely trying to be like other immersive sims like System Shock and whatnot.
Yeah,
where it's slower paced shooter, where you're taking your time going through the world.
Don't waste a bullet.
Yeah, like resources are actually important. It's not like Doom or Quake where you just are vomiting, bullets
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah. Bioshock Infinite was a bit more of a action game, but even then
definitely,
it it still had a bit more of a System Shock DNA. Like, it still had those RPG elements. It didn't really get away from them completely.
Yeah, you still had to level up your guns. But the problem
Yeah.
with like Bioshock Infinite is that since you could only hold 2 guns at a time, and you don't really know which guns you're going to be using at any given time because you're just picking them off the ground, off of the enemies you killed, and you're probably going to be switching between weapons a lot. You don't really want to commit to upgrading any individual gun a lot, you know?
I would just upgrade the pistol and hold on to that. That was basically my thing when I played it, because ammo for that's common enough.
Yeah, where it's just like, I kind of tried to level them up evenly because I was trying to use them evenly, but since you could only hold on to 2.
Yeah, everything in Infinite's kind of terrible on paper.
Yeah.
But when that all comes together, like when you're like fighting a ton of enemies and ziplining around, it's like pure bliss.
Yeah, Infinite's like
bad.
Yeah, Infinite's kind of like, it's not terrible, but it's kind of, it's kind of just an 8 out of 10, or, at best, I'd say. It was definitely really overrated at launch.
Yeah, I mean, I do think some of its ideas are pretty neat, but
I mean, it's definitely got stuff going for it, I'm not gonna deny that. I really liked the airline hook thingy. I liked the crow power up. That was fun.
I think any game where you shoot flaming crows can't be a bad game.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's why I dropped $350 on Crowsworn before, 4 years before it came out.
Did you?
I think it was about that much.
Wow.
I went. Maybe it wasn't that much. Maybe that was that much in Canadian dollars, but in US dollars, it was only like 250 or something. I don't remember.
Okay.
I got the plush tier, so I got everything up to the plush, and I was like, "That's worth it. I really want the plush." I mean, I played the demo that they sent out to high tier Kickstarter backers, and I can say, money well spent. The demo was awesome.
I got enough to get
amazing,
cards, which I didn't get around to playing, but I have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Back onto Atomic Heart.
It looks really cool. I don't know. I don't have. It's shooters are hard to talk about. There's too many shooters that come out. I have nothing to say about them anymore, other than I play them and have a lot of fun.
That's like the thing. It's like, I don't know. I have like very specific tastes in shooters. I'm very much the movement shooter, kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much have similar taste to Funk, where it's just like move fast, shoot big explosion. Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I love me some like Duke Nukem, but I could be down for the more tactical stuff if I'm in the mood. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for the tactical stuff that much. Like, if it's slow, like if it's CS:GO, like, and it's like I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it just the movement feels so clunky that it's like, how am I supposed to even aim? It's like, how am I supposed to aim if I'm not running into the enemy?
How can I aim if I'm not flinging myself across the stage?
Yeah, exactly. How am I supposed to aim at a guy if I'm not moving 12,000 miles per hour?
I need to play like I'm playing a scout with a critical on. That's how I aim. I aim with the movement keys.
Yeah, exactly. Scout with max speed, babyface blaster before the nerf.
Yeah. Now, I mean, Half-Life 2 is not meant to be played that way, but you can. You can get away with that.
I've been playing a lot of Ultra Kill lately because I bought it, and then the new update came out like a week after I bought it. So, good timing.
I get back to Ultra Kill. I played like a good chunk of it like months ago.
Yeah, the new expansion just dropped, so all of Act 2 is out. So now's a great time to play. Yeah, I even did, I perfected all the levels in Act 1 on Violent to unlock the secret boss.
Okay.
It was fucking amazing. I died on it 108 times before I killed it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Genuinely hard FPSs are hard to come by.
Yeah. Well, it's like, Ultra Kill is very low skill floor, high skill ceiling, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's very much designed that you can kind of just, especially if you're playing on easy mode, you know, you can just kind of face roll your way through the game without really, you know, needing to be good at it. But it's very much designed in the sense that it has a lot of skill expression baked in, where it wants you to play really crazy, really stylish, you know. It wants you to devil may quake it up.
Really is such a beautiful way to explain the game.
Yeah.
You know, we're not saying a lot about Atomic Heart, but that's really what the trailer does speak for itself. You shoot stuff, it looks cool and weird.
I mean, I don't know what else to say besides it reminds me of BioShock and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very weird. I think it looks neat. I don't know how good it will be because it's one of those games where it's like, okay, the trailer looks nice, but maybe it's because of like the theme is like communism bad.
Is that the theme, or is it just?
I mean,
kind
it's
of
set in Soviet Union.
I feel like they could just be going for more of. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the message of the game. You know,
I mean, it might not be the message of the game.
What is it? Hrot takes place in Soviet Russia, and that doesn't really say anything. That's just weirdos and gas masks.
It might be less political than I'm, assuming it will be.
Speaking of Hrot, shout out to Hrot. It's a great game. It's like Quake, but Russian.
It's a Quake 'em up?
Yes, it is a Quake 'em up.
What was I gonna say? But it's like, because like I've watched the previous trailers for it in the past, and apparently from what I've heard, it's been in development for 6 years now.
Yeah, I saw teasers for this back when it was first announced. I remember it was just like they were just showing off weird stuff from it, like the enemies, and it was like, what the hell is this?
To be fair, Scorn was also like that. But that game hasn't come out yet either. So we don't know if that game's gonna be good or not either, you know? Yeah. That's the H.R. Geiger FPS.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
But like, I am worried that it might end up in like maybe a similar situation to what's that one game called? Was it called We Happy Few?
Yes, where it had that came in a really shitty early access.
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously these two games are very, very different.
Yeah.
And their development circumstances are also very different. I don't know, there's just something about it that it's just like, okay, this looks pretty good, but I have like a thing in the back of my head that's saying it's like, this is just trailer, you know.
I think it's going to be a janky Eastern European game.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of like worried about, that it's gonna come out like, it's like, this is cool and neat, but it's kind of buggy. There's just something in the back of my mind that's telling me it's like, this game's gonna be buggy. Even though there's no evidence to really suggest it.
It's required by law that a Russian game needs to be buggy. It's required by law. Except for Metro, those games are polished.
Yeah. I hope it turns out well, of course.
Yeah.
There's just something, you know, it's just
I think it's just because the graphics look nice, but at the same time, I don't think it's actually like AAA, so it's giving me, it's the uncanny valley of budget.
A little bit of that, yeah.
So, I don't know how good your QA department is.
Well, hopefully my fears are misguided, and
yeah, hopefully it's good.
I'm just worrying about nothing, you know. And there's actually nothing to worry about. But if we don't have anything else to say on it, we can move on to the Killer Clowns from Outer Space game.
Yeah!
Because this definitely needed to be made.
Sure. Of all the random IPs, why not? I've never seen this movie, actually. I should watch it.
I've never seen it either, nor do I have any interest in seeing it.
I have 100% interest to see it, and this gives me an excuse.
Yeah, there you go. All I know, it's like, is it from like the 80s or the 70s? I think it's 80s, right?
I think it's 80s, because that was all the horror comedies.
Right.
So yeah.
It's very B-movie. You know, not the B movie, but you know, B movie as in like B tier movie.
Yeah, not the B movie. The Seinfeld isn't in it.
No. Yeah.
I hear it's both very silly while also taking itself very seriously. Like
Right.
the clowns do straight up murder people, and there's no jokes or anything in the movie aside from the fact that they are clowns.
Yeah, like Mars Attacks.
Yeah. It's like the monsters are goofy, but not played for laughs. It's like
Exactly.
weird like that.
Yeah. Like that's what I assumed. Is that it's like it has the same like sense of humor and what is like Mars Attacks, where it's just like it's played very straight, badly, and that's the joke.
Yeah, but it's not like a bad movie. Like the people are making it like they weren't idiots. Like it's not like a The Room thing. Like it's
Right.
talented
Yeah.
people actually making it.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's what I like. I don't know, but it's like from what I know from like Mars Attacks, because I'm assuming it's like that.
Yeah, probably
where it's like
that.
It is played straight, but it's played straight badly.
Yeah,
and that's the joke, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of like a sort of almost tongue-in-cheek, but never winking at the audience kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I don't know, Tremors.
Yeah. Because like Mars Attack is like the aliens are like gross and really stupid, but then they also just pull out ray guns and then disintegrate everybody.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. But then they kill the aliens by playing like
classical
music, yeah. Which makes their heads explode.
I should also watch Mars Attacks. Should have like a marathon.
That's too much trash. I honestly I don't like Mars Attacks at all. I think it's a really shit movie.
I don't know a lot of people that like Mars Attacks.
I get the bit. I get it. I just don't like it.
The Killer Clowns from Outer Space has really cool puppets, so people like it more.
Yeah, well, Mars Attacks also had the puppets. I'm pretty sure the aliens were practical, right? Or maybe they were just bad. Actually, you know what? They might have just been really shitty CG.
Yeah, I thought they were CG.
There was some practical effects in that, though.
There probably was, yeah. But this Killer Clowns, it looks like another one of those licensed asymmetrical horror games. It has some of the staff from Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
This is like, I think it said 3v7 though, which, what? That's odd. What's with all these asymmetrical horror games?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. The Friday the 13th game was mildly popular, but then it kind of died because there wasn't enough.
It died, one, because it got old kind of fast, and two, licensing hell.
Yeah.
Like, it's a year after it came out, there was a big lawsuit over who owned the rights, and the developers weren't allowed to update the game anymore.
Yeah. But, very shortly after that, Dead by Daylight came in and then ate up its entire audience. So everyone who was enjoying that just moved to Dead by Daylight.
And Dead by Daylight has way more replay value than Friday the 13th. I don't play it. Like, it's a kind of the game where I occasionally play it and then put 70 hours in and then don't touch it again for a year. It's one of those games.
Yeah. And it's like Dead by Daylight is quite popular.
Yeah, it
has a very solid player base.
Yeah.
So clearly, I'm assuming that publishers and whatnot are seeing Dead by Daylight and they're like, okay, there is a market for this.
Yeah, and then we're getting games like VHS, the Evil Dead game.
Those weird Resident Evil multiplayer games.
Yeah, those are the weirdest ones, honestly, because nobody cares about those ones.
Capcom keeps trying to branch out with the Resident Evil IP, and they just keep failing on every front imaginable.
At least the main series has been doing great.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like I'm kind of amazed that all of their terrible attempts at expanding the IP have not tarnished the IP completely. It really is a testament to how amazing the original games and most of the mainline entries are.
See, they hit rock bottom so hard with 6 that they could keep releasing more shitty games and it wouldn't even be that bad.
I'm not even talking about 6, it's like 6 was not great, but it still sold very well. And even to this day, it's not, people don't hate it insanely. It's like, it's mostly mixed reviews, more or less. It's not that negative. It's mostly people being like, this isn't Resident Evil enough, and it's just kind of mediocre because of that. And then there's people
Yeah.
like, it's pretty decent, but it also is like not really Resident Evil, you know?
Yeah.
So it's overall mixed, and the biggest
I
problem
guess
with
it is
6
better
was
than
that they
Umbrella
just
Corps.
yeah, the biggest problem with 6 from Capcom's point of view was that they over budgeted it. They spent way too much money making it, so that even though it sold like the most in the series somehow, I still don't know how that happened.
I think the reason it was over budget, I think RE5 sold the most in the series, which I think was half because of hype from RE4.
Well, exactly,
half
because that's the thing. It was like it was on a roll, you know.
Yeah, RE4 was huge, and RE5 was the best selling of the series because people liked Resident Evil 4, and they're like, all right, let's make the biggest game of all time.
Yeah, and then they over budgeted 6 to an insane degree. So even though it sold a ton, you know, it had like really good sales. Because they spent way too much money making it, it didn't make any profit, and they lost money on it, you know.
Yeah, then they went with 7, and it's like, let's scale this back. Let's make a game on the budget of like Outlast, which is like already like indie.
Yeah, they scaled it back. They went back to their roots. It's like, okay, more traditional survival horror, you know, in a house, you know.
Yeah, in a house.
Yeah, with zombies.
Really lame zombies, though. Man, 7 zombies sucked.
That's why the Bakers like carry that game, you know.
The Bakers are wonderful, but the mold zombies are so lame.
They are really lame. Thank God the Lycans are way better in 8.
They're scary. Yeah, the Lycans are scary. They're coming through windows. Werewolves. But yeah, what game were we talking about again? I forgot.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh yeah.
We went.
Well, you know, I'll play this. I'll buy this if it's like $15. I'll play it for like 10 hours, and I'll be like, that was fun. Like I just did with the Evil Dead game. Evil Dead game's good. It's fun. But,
I'll probably watch a streamer play it one time, and that'll be it.
I you know, just take the lesson from the Dead by Daylight is really good at its longevity compared to all these other games. I think its secret is its perk system, honestly, where you can kind of mix and match the perks, because every killer adds 3 new perks. You can put those perks on any character, so you get new gameplay every update for every character. So that's fun.
That's definitely true.
If you want to come back, so yeah, unlike Friday the 13th, where I don't know, maybe they'll add a new Jason with some slightly different stats. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see some gameplay for this game.
Yeah, they didn't really show it off at all.
Didn't watch the movie, so I can't care.
Yeah. That's another thing. Is like it's kind of weird on this. Because like, how does anybody care about the movie in this day and age? You know, it's like people like somewhat remember it. You know, you'll mention it, and people are like, oh yeah, I think I've heard of it. You know. If they're a bit older, you know, when we're, you know, actually alive when it came out, then they'll probably remember it, you know.
Cult circles. Like, I'd say Evil Dead is pretty obscure, like, among, like, the average person, but I don't know. It's big enough.
I don't know. I think Evil Dead is a lot more popular than Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like, Killer Clowns doesn't have a fan base like Evil Dead does, you know. People like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
You know? People don't care about Killer Clowns. They just remember it because it was stupid. You know?
Yeah. Are they gonna go make just a Gremlins game? Go make that. I want to go kill Gremlins.
But to go back to the Resident Evil tangent really quick to wrap that up, what I was talking about mainly wasn't really the mainline entries, because even 6 didn't tarnish the representation of the series that much. It was like a bit of a low point in comparison to the movies and the TV shows and all the, like, you know, non-video game media, and then the spin-off games as well.
Oh yeah,
all of which are like terrible. You know.
Well, the thing about the movies is that they made more money than all the games combined,
which is crazy.
One of the movies, Resident Evil movies, is the highest-grossing Canadian film of all time. Still, I believe.
Yeah. It's just such an odd IP, because it's like you have this successful movie franchise that everybody thinks is shit, and it
Yeah.
is. And then you have this, genre-defining game series
Yeah.
that is like literally the most important game in its entire genre.
Yeah, probably.
It's like there were survival horror games before Resident Evil, but they didn't matter until Resident Evil,
Even if Resident Evil did steal everything from Alone in the Dark.
Right? It's like there were 3D platformers that came out before Mario 64, but
Nobody
they don't
played
really
them.
count,
Yeah, it's like, even if more people played Resident Evil than Alone in the Dark or something.
Yeah. Oh right, there was that Alone in the Dark reboot.
Yeah, we never talked about that. That wasn't at Gamescom. It looks
No.
like they're just gonna rip off Resident Evil.
Yeah,
That's
it
fine.
looked pretty decent.
It
from
looks
the
like they're
trailer.
actually going with more of a 1920s time period. That's cool.
It looked a lot better than the previous modern day reboot attempts of Alone in the Dark.
Yes, this looks like an actual survival horror game as well.
It also looks like it fits the original game's aesthetic,
Yeah.
Like honestly, the Alone in the Dark reboot does actually look really good, and I hope it comes out well.
I got my eye on it. This looks like there's a lot of like Lovecraft survival horror games, but I don't think I can name any that really try to do the Resident Evil formula, actually. So I'm interested in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That reminds
neat.
me of the I think it was called What Remains of Edith Finch? No, different game. I'm thinking of
Well, that's
Benedict Fox.
Lucius Fox?
Yeah, the Benedict Fox game. The Metroidvania survival horror game.
Yeah.
I think it was called What Remains of Benedict Fox? Or The Final Case of Benedict Fox?
There's What Remains of Edith Finch?
I'm confusing the two games,
all these fucking games. Just name your game like Alone in the Dark. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that game, it had the same. It's the Lovecraft aesthetic, but without the racism.
Yeah. The racism is implied.
Yeah. It's only symbolized through fish people. They don't say it out loud.
Yeah. I don't know. He was pretty racist.
He was very. I like Lovecraft a lot, but yes, he was very racist.
But I kind of feel like, just from his writing, it seems like his racism kind of stemmed from him never actually meeting a minority ever in his life.
Yeah.
Did
eventually, believe it or not, he eventually married a Jewish woman. That is shocking to me. It was.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe he got over it before he died.
Maybe.
Maybe he learned and grew as a person. I don't know. I never met the guy.
It was the early 1900s. He was probably actually pretty tame compared to some of the people. Let's be real.
Yeah. He probably was. Yeah, he might have been less racist than his neighbor. We don't know.
And I know what he named his cat, but he was like 5. I'll give him a pass. And the poems he wrote about his cat are really sweet, so I'll give a pass for that one too. But they're really funny when he puts the name in the poems. Look them up at the time; they're freaking hilarious. Anyway, that's enough of whatever game we were even talking about. I forgot already.
We were talking about Killer Clowns or something. I don't know. I guess we're talking about Sonic now.
Oh, yes, Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, man, I really want to play Frontiers. It's gone from, oh, no, to, oh, man, I want to play this.
I'm still kind of cautiously optimistic.
I'm at least interested in the plot, which is the first time I could say that for a Sonic game in, 15 years?
Yeah. I'm semi-interested. I don't
Ian
know. The
Flynn is
bad
like writing
guy
it.
had a hologram of Amy in a cage.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on there?
Clearly wasn't actually Amy, it was just a hologram. Unless Amy got turned into a hologram of herself. That would be weird.
That'd be fucked up. Do it, Sega. I don't know.
I could see that happening.
This is gonna get really dark with this one.
Big the Cat's gonna be in it.
Yeah. Some guy accidentally beat the demo and was spoiling it, and I don't know, Sega had to kill him. I don't know. We actually saw a bit of the open world that wasn't fields. Like, I don't know. I saw some like sort of more tropical areas. We saw a desert. Like, I want to play this. I'm intrigued. It's mysterious and weird.
I'm definitely interested, but I'm definitely gonna wait till after it comes out, and then I'm gonna,
That's fair.
watch and listen to other people talk
Do
about
not
it.
buy it on Switch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get on the Switch, and I'm not gonna get it at launch. I might pick it up if I hear nothing but good things about it.
This is coming out next month, right?
Is it that soon?
Oh no, sorry, November. It's coming
November.
out. I'm sorry.
I was like, okay, it's not that soon, right?
Yeah, sorry. Well, I mean November. I mean September starts in like a day, so it is technically next month. So
yeah,
it's just November's packed. Like, oh, Bayo 3 is going to be coming out, so I don't know.
No, you're skipping over October.
Oh fuck, I am.
I'm sitting here confused. I'm like,
fuck my
November
brain.
doesn't come after September.
Yeah, fuck, fall's blurred. See, I blame all of the there already being Halloween stuff at my supermarket, so my brain isn't working correctly.
Yeah,
they already got skeletons up in there.
Do they got the giant skeleton?
No, they don't got that one ready yet.
Yeah, you gotta go to Home Depot for that one.
Yeah, and even the Spirit Halloween store is already open.
Yeah,
in August.
It's fair. People like to get it. They only are open for 2 months of the year.
I know, but also imagine going to a Halloween store in summer.
Hey man, you gotta get it before all their supply runs out.
That's fair.
Get first dibs,
True. Yep, Sanic. I want to play.
If you wait too long, you'll end up like Charlie Brown with like the shitty Christmas tree because you waited too long. You're the only one left. But don't worry, there's an infinite supply of Sonic games, so you don't have to like be the first one at the gate to get it. Let somebody else buy it first and then see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes to Sonic games, you gotta treat it like you're a king who might get people might try to poison, so you gotta have your drink taster taste it first.
Yeah. And I'll buy it anyway, even if it sucks, probably. Because, I mean, I own a copy of Sonic 06.
How did that happen?
I think I saw it at a yard sale for like $2.
Okay, that's a fair price to pay.
And it's like, why would I not want to own a copy of Sonic 06?
Hey man, $2 to have it in your collection for a complete collection. You gotta get it. Exactly. Even if you don't play it, which you shouldn't. It's not worth your time.
I'll play it when Xbox 360 emulation is slightly better. I mean, it's already pretty good, but
I mean, okay. Here's the thing: you can play that, record it, and then we'll talk over it, and we'll get like, a couple hundred views. It'll be pretty epic.
I'll talk about how it's actually good. Trust me, it's better than Heroes.
Yeah.
I probably do like it better than... I like its good parts better in Heroes, even if it doesn't have a lot of those. But, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. He's blue. Also, the combat looked cool on Frontiers.
It looks okay. I'm kind of mixed on it, just because I don't know how exactly it will actually work. It's one of those things where it's like, I need to actually play it to assess the combat. Because just looking at the trailers, it's like, I'm not 100% sold on the combat, I have to feel it,
I read someone explain it. There's some neat stuff going on. Honestly, apparently your rings are also more of a health bar. Like, you definitely don't lose all your rings when you get hit. It's a bit like, I think you lose 40 when you get hit, and you can hold a max of 100. Although that can be increased because there's DMC style upgrades.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because it's like when you're judging like gameplay and stuff, it always is like just looking at it is usually not enough. You can tell a lot of times when thing is gonna be trash just by looking at it. It's like if it looks like trash, you can be like, okay, that's gonna be garbage, you know. But to get like a full assessment on it, you have to play it, you know.
yeah.
Because like you can watch somebody play Ultra Kill and you'd be like, damn, that looks cool as fuck. But then you play it and it's like, this is even fucking cooler than I could have ever imagined. Like, dude, they added a rocket launcher. You can freeze the rockets midair. You can fire it frozen, jump on top of it, and then ride it.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's like Fortnite.
It kind of is, but it's honestly way cooler.
I know, I'm joking, because Fortnite had a glitch where you could ride onto missiles and they removed it.
Oh, they removed that? I thought that was a feature.
No, I think it was a bug that people kept making hype clips of.
Yeah, because it's a feature. You don't just remove that. That's like removing rocket jumping from Quake 'em Ups.
I know. To be fair, okay, rocket jumping was like half intentional. I think they accidentally discovered it in Doom.
I was rocket jumping in Doom?
Yeah,
I thought it wasn't until Quake that it was a thing.
There's one secret exit in one level of Doom 1 that you need to rocket jump. Because I mean, it's not vertical; it's a horizontal rocket jump. Where the only way to get enough momentum to make the jump is by rocket jumping.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I definitely remember rocket jumping in Quake to find secrets and whatnot. Or at least reach them faster, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I could take the secret path up the stairs, or I could just jump to it.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, also Doom has archvile jumping. That's vertical, but developers did not intend that. Yeah. Plenty of fan levels use that, and it sucks because it's a pain, but it is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonic. Anything else here at Gamescom, really?
Yeah. I don't know. I hope Sonic game's good. Because it would be really nice to have a good Sonic game. And I really like the premise, you know? Well, I mean like a good 3D Sonic game.
Yeah.
Because there's basically none of those.
Do adventure games kick ass, and I will never back down.
They're fun when you're playing as Sonic. Most of the other characters are not very fun, though. And on top of that, even when you're playing as Sonic, it's still very clunky.
Yeah.
Granted,
it's awesome.
Half of that clunkiness is the shitty ports. You know, the original Dreamcast version is not as bad. It's a lot better.
I played about it. DX really is that bad.
But it still isn't, you know, perfect.
It's less clunky than Mario 64.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely worse platformers from that generation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, if you're counting, you know, Sonic Adventure in the previous comparing it to previous generations, like it's better than, like, you know, Croc. And maybe Gex. The fake Yoshi guy.
Croc.
I said Croc.
Oh, I thought you said crack. I thought you meant Crash Bandicoot.
No. I said Croc.
Okay, yeah. Croc, Legend of the Gabos.
Yeah, he's bootleg Yoshi.
I mean, yeah, but who isn't better than Croc and Gex? That's unfair.
I don't know.
Gex.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, I compare, you know, Sonic Adventure. It's like, even the best parts of Sonic Adventure, you know, I still don't feel like they're nearly even, like, close to, say, like Mario Sunshine, or Sly Cooper, or Jak and Daxter, or Ratchet and Clank, you know?
Yeah.
Like, comparing it to the other A-tier platformers of the generation, it's like
Adventure's a weird in-between. It kind of came because Dreamcast was a bit of an in-between generation.
That's very true.
2 years before like the PS2. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the Switch is now.
Yeah, where it's it's its own bubble.
Mhm. Yeah. But
Yeah. I don't
yeah.
know, Gamescom. We haven't had too many podcasts lately. Want to rapid fire for 5 seconds? Any other gaming news that we missed? Like, I don't know, Splatfest or
Uh
anything?
anything I can remember. The Splatfest happened. I was on Team Scissors. We were
Who
winning
won?
in the first half.
Oof.
Not gonna lie. I thought we had it. And then the Tricolor Turf War happened. And apparently, that's just the slaughtering docks.
I heard multiple people say Tricolor Turf War sucks. Is that true?
On the Yeah, it kind of does. It might
Okay.
just be the map was shit for it, which it kind of was. But basically, what it is you got the two opposing teams who are losing in the first half. Keep in mind, Team Scissors was only winning in the first half by 1% compared
Oof.
to the other two teams, which were neck and neck. So then, Tricolor Turf War happens. The first few hours of Tricolor Turf War, nobody on the Team Scissors even was understanding what the fuck was going on, basically. Because how the game mode works is that there is a thingy in the middle of the map that you can grab that will make a super sprinkler spawn on your side of the team. But the team with 4 players, Team Scissors, are not allowed to pick that up. What we're supposed to do is stop the other two teams from getting it. If they get it once, you automatically lose the game.
Ugh.
More or less. Right? They can get it up to 2 times. Right? If they get it twice, you're just fucked. There's just no way of coming back from it. And so, in order to win, you have to defend mid at all times.
Yeah, that sounds boring.
And so, what you do is you defend mid for the first 2.5 minutes, and then for the last 30 seconds, you then spread out, try to ace the entire enemy teams, and then ink their turf a little bit to have just barely enough to win.
Yeah, I get the idea of Tricolor Turf Wars because a lot of old Splatfests where one team had a huge advantage. But now with 3 teams, I don't know if that will ever be as much of an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's very against the winning team's, favor. And it also took a while before people realized what the fuck was even going on. That it's like, oh, you have to sit in the middle and kill people as they go for the thing. Because both the two teams will run in to the middle point to try and grab the super sprinkler.
Okay.
And you just have to kill them before they can get it.
That makes sense, but also sounds annoying.
Yeah. And it's like, if you can keep the defense strong and just hold the middle, then you can just barely eke out a win. But you have to work double time, effectively, to win.
Ugh. So...
Because you're getting bombarded on both sides. The only upside is that sometimes the enemy teams will kill each other. Because one of them will reach the thing, and then they're trying to charge it to activate it. And then someone on the other team will kill them. And then try to take it. And then someone from our team will come and kill the second person,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. And another problem with it is that you can't queue for the Tricolor Turf War regularly. How it works is if you're queuing for normal battles, sometimes they'll just throw you in one at random. And tell you to get fucked, dude, you're losing this game. They were kind of fun, in a sense, if only for the fact that anything is better than regular Turf War.
Turf War is awesome. Turf War is the best.
Nah, that game mode's boring as hell.
It's nonsense. It's just run around and splat. It's fun.
At least with on being on the defending team of Tricolor Turf War, I felt like I was on an uphill battle the whole time. Out of all the Tricolor Turf War games I played, which I think I did at least maybe 20 to 30, somewhere between there, probably. I think I won maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
What team ultimately won again?
Rock
Rock.
won.
All right. Who was that again? That
Shiver.
Shiver. Okay.
Yeah.
So big man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So that's
I
we'll
don't
do.
I don't know if there was any other news.
There was weird movie announcements for multiple game series.
Huh.
Space Channel 5. Sega announced that Space Channel 5 and Comics Zone will be getting film adaptations.
Okay.
And Sony announced that Gravity Rush is getting a film adaptation. Which, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that. And
I'm very
thinking,
confused of how much Sony fucked that series.
you see, Gravity Rush is too much of a video game for them, so they have to just turn it into a raw ass movie. They can't make it into a video game movie like they like to do. See, Sony doesn't like to make video games anymore. They just like to make movies and
Okay.
video games that are movies.
Okay, so they have to even turn their video game IPs into literal movies. Okay.
Yeah. It's like if Uncharted wasn't enough of a movie, they also made an Uncharted movie with like the worst casting ever.
Yeah, it's still so bizarre. Just,
I don't like they could have literally picked like fucking anyone, but they picked the one guy who doesn't look anything like Nathan Drake. It's like the fact that there's
like,
millions of Hollywood actors that look exactly like Nathan Drake.
there's like thousands of white brown haired guys that look more like Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
I get Tom Holland's like a hot star right now, but really?
Yeah.
I said it before, I should have just got Jeremy Renner. People know Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, exactly.
Do people go to the theater for Jeremy Renner?
No. Well, apparently nobody went to the theater for Tom Holland because Uncharted fucking flopped.
Oh, yeah.
At least that's what I heard. I don't remember. I don't care. I already played Uncharted, so I basically watched the movie.
Yeah, they stole set pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, video game movies. Sonic movie made a lot of money, I believe, so that's why they're all doing it.
Yeah. We're gonna get the Mario movie eventually. Is it still coming out this holiday, or did they delay it again?
Who knows?
I think they delayed it again.
You know, I'm just gonna. I'm never gonna pay attention until a trailer's out. Like a trailer's just gonna blindside me with Chris
Got
Pratt
Star-Lord as Mario.
Yep. Charlie Day as Luigi is really inspired, though. That's good.
That one's good. That one's good. Yeah. I'm liking Jack Black as Bowser. They can give him a musical number. Jack Black can sing.
Yes. He can.
Yeah. Hopefully the Mario movie does well, so that, you know, in the future we can get a film adaptation of Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story.
So they can climb inside of Jack Black?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be really funny.
Though we can all agree this movie won't be as good as the real Mario movie from the 90s. That movie's better. Just Nintendo were cowards.
At least this time Yoshi will probably look like Yoshi.
That's the one issue with that movie, is that Luigi doesn't have a mustache and Yoshi is a hyper-realistic dinosaur. Other than that, perfect.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, that's the Gamescom and the video game news, unless you got anything else.
I can't remember anything else. There's probably something I'm forgetting about, but I don't care, to be honest. I think I'm good.
Alright.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Wow, that was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
Okay.
If you enjoyed this, I would love it if you'd leave a like.
Yeah.
And subscribing. Yeah.
It's shiny when you click on a button. It changes color.
You know what I'll do if that happens? I will jump up and down and do a little dance.
That would be funny. Go do it.
Yeah, I won't record myself doing it, of course, but I will literally just do that if it happens. Anyway, that's about it.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.